One of our fans here has sent me a very interesting information on how to send William Ruto home come 2027. And it's important we have a look at the information because across the country, Kenyans are suffering and cursing William Ruto, but they don't have the formula of sending him home come the next election. Before we have a look at the information, let's remind ourselves of a promise William Ruto made during the campaigns. Listen to this.
That women will no longer use jembes to till their land. Government will import between 7 and 10,000 tractors into the country.
That's one of the so many promises William Ruto made to Kenyans during the campaigns. That promise has turned out as a lie. So the question begs, how can Kenyans send William Ruto home come the next election? Let's have a look at this. This is how we are going to remove President Ruto in power in 2027. The middle class must register as voters, show up and vote. Generation Z must start their campaigns on TikTok. They should take registering as voters seriously, show up and vote. Millennials should prioritize 2027 elections. We know life's hard, but it will not be any better with President Ruto in power for 5 more years. Lastly, we shouldn't depend on IEBC to conduct civic education in the villages. Let's take it as our responsibility to educate our old folks in the village the importance of voting President Ruto and company out. Let's normalize calling bishops, pastors who worship these incompetent politicians out. All other politicians don't deserve a second term. Yes. And I agree wholly with that. If Kenyans want to send William Ruto home, the middle class has to register and vote. It's important the middle class to vote because they understand what's happening. The so-called lower class, the hustlers, they don't understand what's happening, and that's why William Ruto keeps lying to them and cheating them. Look at, for example, the housing project. Ruto is going around the country saying that some people don't want others to own houses, that the courts are stopping the housing projects. The courts are not stopping the housing projects. The courts are only stopping the housing levy. So Ruto goes around the country lying to Mama Mboga and Boda Boda because a majority of them are not aware of what's happening. The middle class already understands what's happening. They have gone to school. They must register and come out to vote. That's a constituency that is very vital in sending William Ruto home. If indeed Kenyans were tired of a William Ruto's presidency, the middle class has to vote. Generation Z must start their campaigns on TikTok. They should take registering as voters seriously, show up and vote. If you look at TikTok, various online where politics is being discussed, Generation Z is very active, and we should actually encourage them. They should turn that activity into actual voting come the next election. And there is also a very important point here. All other politicians don't deserve a second term. That's exactly what I've been saying in this forum. It's a price worth making. If Kenyans can reject all other leaders, any other leader supporting William Ruto, if Kenyans can reject them, then Kenyans will have succeeded in sending William Ruto home. These MPs, members of parliament, senators, these are the same leaders who are helping Ruto in oppressing Kenyans. Irrespective of what the leader is doing on the ground, if in parliament he's helping William Ruto, then what he's doing on the ground is just a drop in the ocean, because the direction of a country is being directed at the top. If the top is bad, a member of parliament cannot make any influence in your life, because the direction of a country comes from the top. If the top imposes taxes on Kenyans, the member of parliament on the ground there cannot help you avoid that tax, because already they are the ones who have passed that tax in parliament. The same members of parliament, if Ruto is given a second term, they will help him amend the constitution to be a life president. And this is something I keep on repeating. Giving Ruto a second term is giving him the power to change the constitution to become a life president. And these members of parliament will help him amend the constitution. No doubt about that. If the Finance Bill 2023, they passed that bill, knowing fully well 93% of Kenyans were against that bill, they will help him amend the constitution, and they'll do it without a second thought. So I believe that if Kenyans are tired enough of William Ruto's rule, then they must come out and vote. They must sacrifice leaders supporting William Ruto. This time around, Kenyans should take voting very seriously. And already, 6 regions are receiving well the message. The problem is only 2 regions. I've always maintained here on several occasions that the 6 regions are enough to send William Ruto home. If they can come out to vote, they are enough to send William Ruto home. They should also not allow some of them to be misled by Ruto into giving him votes. And that's why those who have already gotten the gospel should talk to our brothers in the 6 regions to actually look at things objectively and vote rightly. Ruto has already started his 2027 campaigns. Kenyans should equally start their preparations of sending him home. William Ruto cannot be campaigning as Kenyans are still sleeping. Kenyans should start devising ways and means of sending him home. As he campaigns, Kenyans should also be planning on how to send him home. They should be laying out the strategies. If the ground can be hostile enough to these leaders supporting him. That will be a very big milestone in sending him home. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Those watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.